What comes into your mind when you get to a place that you've been away from for years? To me, it's all memories. Sometimes it's very important to get back to where it all started from, to rekindle your childhood memories, to get back to where you grew up, where you were born. And this is exactly what this video is all about, rekindling those very old memories. Whenever I get to such places, I remember every bit of experience like it was yesterday. So, a little break from the cities, getting back to the village, it's very therapeutic. So, on this video, this is what you're going to be looking at, how it all started, where I was born and raised. I hope you're gonna enjoy. Come with me. Hi everybody, how are you doing? It's been forever, guys. Thank you, and thank you so much for coming back to watch this video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. If you're new to my channel, my name is Belinda Oyugi and welcome to my channel. I know it's been a while, we haven't caught up, and here I am, and you can see my background. I'm in a very natural environment and I feel really good. The fresh air is coming from the trees behind me. So on this video, I'm seated on the veranda of a very old house. This is the house where I was born. Actually, not this house. This house was built after I was born, right? But then it's a house that it's my childhood house. It's where I grew. Everything happened in this house. And I know you're really eager to see around, though we aren't going to get inside the houses because unfortunately or fortunately there's some people who still live in these houses and they have now left and the houses are locked, so we can't just get in. So I know you're ready for this, to see around. I want to take you around to my very origin, my very roots, my very own home village where it all started, and I feel really excited. I can't even look at the camera throughout because it's just nice outside here. It's all nature, it's all looking good, it's all quiet and peaceful, and I really feel good. And it's going to be a long story, guys. So stay tuned and let's do this. So from where I'm seated, let me show you the front view. So this is the front view. Actually, it's a farm with some maize growing in it, and then some villages down there on the other side, and then there are hills on the farthest end. So our video starts here, and this is the house, and those are the trees. So we're going to go this way because this is also part of the home. It's a bushy place, though I even fear going inside. I might meet some snakes or whichever animals. So guys, I want to go in. Look how it's bushy, and I feel could be there some reptiles living in here. I don't want to get in when is it the reptiles or the amphibians? I can't talk about that because I wasn't good in that. But some snakes and some lizards could be in here moving around. But this is a forest that we actually planted this forest way back when I was in high school. So you see how how old I am because the trees are very tall. Actually, we planted with my family. We were planting them in a line, and I wonder even why these trees are not even in a perfect line. And we even weeded them at the same time. And it's a very good forest. Some fruits used to be here. Seemingly these people who live here just decided to cut them, or just to clear the bushes that were getting close to the house. So behind here, this forest, is very memorable to me because when I lost my mom, she was buried somewhere around here. I can't even tell where because it's been over 20 years. So I can't exactly tell the exact point, but it was somewhere in here before this forest was planted. So I won't go in. I even fear getting in because of those snakes and what have you, whatever is inside here. I don't want to risk my legs. So this is the house I was talking about. This is the house I lived in when I was young. But I'm yet to show you where exact house where we were when I was born. But this is the house that I grew up in from a very tender age, maybe of 3 or 5, somewhere there. I can't really tell. I was young. And then this is the farm we used to till. Let's go down here first before I show you the origin. So still this is the forest, and down here, actually down here marks the boundary between our own land and the neighbor's land. You can see some, let me go get closer, some cows grazing down here. So you can easily see the boundary. That is another farm and this is the forest. So the boundary is somewhere here. And long time ago, people used to use a lot of sisal for demarcations. Even in this neighbor's farm, there used to be some fruits, and we used to cross over to come and steal the fruits. I tell you, growing up in the village is such a good thing because there's nothing as sweet as stealing fruits from a neighbor's farm. It's only bad when you're caught, but I'm not encouraging any kid to go out to steal neighbors' fruits. It's only sweet in the village, and it's not good when you're caught. So this is the forest and this is the neighbor's farm. Actually, you can see some cows grazing down there, and there's some homes within the bushes down there. It really used to seem far when I was young, but today I feel it's so close. It's just right here next to me. So that's it. Go back. This is our farm. So the demarcations, there are no plants that show that this is the demarcation. There's uh, no fence, but at least you can see there's a path coming this way, and even this stone, you can't really see it very clearly from my camera, but personally with my eyes here I can see the boundary. So that's it. This is our farm. Actually, this farm was the biggest farm we had when I was growing up. It was the biggest farm actually, because we really don't have that very huge tract of land. But this farm would measure something like a quarter, not a quarter, but an eighth of an acre. So this is the house I was showing you, and it's behind. It wasn't, I didn't start the video from the front side. So this is the back of the house. So this slab was used for putting our tank. I'm panting because this place is kind of hilly. And then this is our bathroom. Actually, this bathroom wasn't there those days. There's a possibility the people who live here, the ones who put this bathroom. And this is a purple tree growing here. I don't know how it's gonna survive, whether they are going to cut it down or let it grow, but the roof is just up there. So this is the bathroom, and this is the kitchen, and it never used to be here when I was growing up. Seemingly these are the people who built it. The people who live here built this kitchen. So it's a kitchen. You can see they use 3 stones. This is what people use in the village, though these days they have started to advance. People are using, some people are using biogas, others are just using the LPG. So I'll tell you the story about this. This was our house. It was built. It's just how people used to build houses. This is the seats that were built all around the house for sitting. Oh, and this is the front side. So you can see there's a curtain, meaning there are people living here, but the door is locked. Let me have a seat. So because our home is a place that is very hilly, even you can see from my view, from this end, you can see that it's climbing, like it's not a flat place. That's why this front side of the house was dug up to create a flat place to build this house. So there's actually this is the electric pole. These ones came later on, and that mango tree grew up knowing that mango tree there. So it has been there for the longest time. And even that tree down there, we're gonna walk up to that end. Even this other tree, I don't know what this tree is called. In my place, people called it panga uzazi, but I don't know if that is the name. What do you call this tree? In my place, people call it panga uzazi, so I don't know how it is pangaring uzazi. And there's a lot of vegetable here. This is pumpkin. Seemingly the people who live here grew this pumpkin. Now there are pumpkin leaves around here. So that's it. So before this house was built, and actually this was just an extension, this part and the part behind there where you've seen the bathroom is located was just an extension. The house initially looked like this other one. So here at this part is where our initial house was. Actually it was grass thatched on top here. It was grass thatched, and it was just that one house called Simba. That is where the men start building their houses from. So this is yet another one. It is painted. Oh, this other one is not painted. This other one is painted, but they are both locked. So that's it. We were in this home for the longest time before we moved to the other home. You can see a home up there, but we want to go up there. It's not for today. So for today I was just showing you around this place, and it was my home for the longest time. So how do you think about my home? It's been a while, and staying in town, sometimes you want just to go back to your roots, sit there, visit people, say hi, laugh around, and yeah. So you can see the fence down there, and I love my home because of those hills. So when you sit at the top, you see a lot of green vegetation around you. I've just been showing you around that house where we lived, and actually there are very old photos we took in front of the door of that house. I can remember them, but I can't remember where they are. If I find them, I'll just put them somewhere, but I don't think if that's really necessary. So someone will wonder if because we were using that house but we didn't have a kitchen, so where were we really cooking? So we never used to cook in that house, because you can see how it's built, and by that time you could not put 3 stones inside such a house. Even at the moment you cannot, but there's a place where we used to do our cooking, and it was in our grandmother's house. Let me show you, but the grandmother's house is not there, but it was somewhere here. Let me show you. If you can see that blue gate there, and then there's some bananas, and then you can see this mango tree, I mean. Actually, that's where my grandmother's house used to be. So that is where we used to do all our cooking, and then after doing the cooking, we carry the food, we come and eat it down here at our house. Once we could just cook and then we eat it at my grandmother's house. So that's where all our cooking used to happen, just right at my grandmother's house. And that distance was long, guys. Imagine, it's hilly, and then we used to follow this path here. There's a path down here passing just right next to this mango tree. So imagine if it was at night and then there's no moon up, and then you have to walk uphill and back downhill, and my place is so I don't know whether to call it rocky. It doesn't have big rocks, but such tiny rocks like these ones, and they're all over the place. You can see them. If it was at night and you are walking on those small rocks carrying food, it was very easy for you to fall down. And all that time I wondered why we didn't have anything like a makeshift in the name of a kitchen. But my dad didn't like when we cook outside. First, he didn't like how the place would look like. It wouldn't really look good, so he just decided, let's just do our cooking at my grandmother's house and then bring the food to this end and eat from this other end. Well, it was making sense, because at the moment, these days, he built better houses. You can see the houses up there, and we say that we are not going there today. It's not a today's content. So that was all about where I grew up from a very tender age. Actually, those houses have been built not more than 12 years ago. Actually, 12 is just too much. I can say 10. They're not older than 10 years old. They're not older than 10. Yeah. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. Subscribe to my channel, turn on that notification bell, so each and every time I upload a new video, you will be the very first person to be notified. And until we meet again in the next video, I love you all. Bye bye.